I took a bullet for my boyfriend, Leo. When I woke up, I decided to play a little game. I told him I had amnesia. I wanted to see what he'd do instead. I saw a flash of excitement in his eyes. Next thing I know, he brings in his cousin, Dante, the Don of the family. This is your fiancé, Dante. You've been engaged for 2 years. Dante, the man who supposedly hated me. Now he was staring at me like I was his whole world. Yes, he said, I'm your fiancé. Fine, I'll play along. I need to know what game Leo is playing. That night, I witnessed it myself on the surveillance footage at Dante's residence. Leo was with another woman. He kissed her like he was starving, and he talked trash about me. Bella is so damn needy. Leo's voice came through, clear as day. It's suffocating, like being in a beautiful cage. The redhead was Scarlett. I recognized her. The mafia princess who'd been chasing Leo for years. She giggled and kissed him again. Then why not just break up with her? The timing isn't right, Leo whispered in her ear. It's perfect having Dante watch her for a while. I need my freedom, Scarlett. I need you. The blood in my veins turned to ice. So that was it. Leo was tired of me. He wanted to get rid of me for a while. My amnesia was the perfect excuse. He could dump me on Dante and go have his fun. What did you see? I spun around. My hand shot out and slammed the power button. Dante was standing in the doorway. His face gave nothing away. I got lost, I said, trying to stay calm. He walked over to the monitor. He glanced at the black screen. What did you see? He repeated, his voice dangerously quiet. Nothing. Just a blank screen. Dante stared at me. He looked like he could see right through me. Would you like something to drink? Anything, I said, forcing a smile. Whatever you get, I'm sure I'll love it. He walked right up to me. He kissed my forehead. Okay, wait for me. 10 minutes later, he came back with a warm oat milk latte. It was from my favorite little brand in Brooklyn. The temperature was perfect. I took the cup, stunned. Even Leo didn't know I only drank this brand. How did he know? We sat on the sofa. The fire crackled in the fireplace. Dante's profile looked dark and sad in the firelight. You look sad, I said softly. He turned to me. His eyes held some complicated emotion. Just because something is forgotten, he said, doesn't mean it never happened. His words sent a cold spike through me. What game was he playing? It's late. You should rest, he said, standing up. He walked me to my bedroom door. He kissed my forehead again. This kiss was different, softer, yet more possessive. It was full of an emotion so deep I couldn't breathe. The door closed. I leaned against it, my heart pounding. The way he treated me. This wasn't a man forced to take on his cousin's fiancée. His eyes, his attention to detail, the things he knew that even Leo didn't. I stared straight ahead. Leo told me Dante hated the sound of my name, that he couldn't stand me. But this Dante was so attentive. Who was the real Dante Falcone? The next morning, I was back to playing the amnesiac fiancée of the Don. There's a charity gala tonight, Dante said at breakfast. Will you come with me? I put down my coffee cup. Should I? In my condition? You're my fiancée. His voice was calm, but his eyes held a deep meaning I couldn't read. People expect to see you. I had a feeling. Leo would be there. Maybe seeing me with Dante would make him regret it. Okay, I nodded. What should I wear? It's already been taken care of. The dress was a deep blue silk. The silk slid from my shoulders, bearing my collarbones and the smooth line of my neck. Dante put a diamond necklace on me. His fingertips brushed the back of my neck. Perfect, he whispered in my ear. In the mirror, his eyes met mine. They were deep, possessive, and filled with a raw, barely leashed hunger. You look handsome too, I said, turning to face him. The black tuxedo made him look like a dangerous prince. We stood close. His cologne mixed with his own scent. It made me dizzy. The hotel ballroom was a sea of gold and crystal. I saw Leo immediately. He was on the dance floor. He was holding Scarlett. She wore a blood-red dress. She looked like a dangerous rose. Their bodies were pressed together. Leo's hand was low on her waist, his thumb stroking dangerously close to the curve of her ass. Ladies and gentlemen, Leo raised his champagne glass. His voice echoed through the hall. I'd like you all to meet my very important date, Scarlett Moretti. The room erupted in applause. I felt Dante's hand on the small of my back. He seemed tense. I'm fine. I forced a smile. But when Leo's eyes met ours, I saw the challenge in them. We found a table. Dante pulled out my chair, the perfect gentleman. A waiter brought a seafood platter. Dante picked up a shrimp. He expertly peeled it, dipped it in lemon juice, and placed it on my plate. Thank you, I said softly. He peeled another. He was so focused, like it was a sacred ritual. Dante, you're so sweet to your fiancé. Leo's voice came from behind us. It dripped with acid. He and Scarlett had walked over Leo. Dante said, looking up calmly. Having fun? Of course. Leo's arm tightened around Scarlett's waist. Scarlett's a hell of a lot of fun. Not so. Demanding. I put down my fork. I looked at Leo. What's that supposed to mean? Nothing. Leo shrugged. Just that some women are too dependent. Dante's fingers tapped on the table. I could feel the anger in that small movement. I stood up. I linked my arm with Dante's. Well, I think my fiancé and I are doing great. He's very attentive. Aren't you, darling? I put extra weight on fiancé and darling. Dante looked at me. I saw surprise in his eyes, then a flicker of warmth. Of course, baby. Leo's face darkened. Wow, how sweet. Scarlett laughed, her voice sharp. You two should show us how in love you are. The guests around us started to cheer. Yeah, show us what real love looks like. Leo and Scarlett, you two. Leo's eyes darted between me and Dante. His jaw was clenched. Fine, Scarlett said, looking at me with a challenge. Leo, kiss me. Let everyone see how much we love each other. Leo hesitated for a second. Then he pulled Scarlett in. Their kiss was an attack. Leo's hand was buried in her red hair. Their lips were crushed together. It went on for a full minute. The family photographer was taking pictures. The flashbulbs were blinding. Get those pictures everywhere. Leo snapped at the photographer, breathless. Scarlett kissed his neck. She shot me a look over his shoulder. Her eyes said, see, he's mine. The room applauded. The guests cheered. But when it was over, Leo's eyes found mine. For just a second, I saw it guilt. I forced myself to ignore Leo's disgusting guilt. The after party was in the penthouse suite. The alcohol made the air feel dangerous and raw. Let's play a game. Marco, a young heir from another family, shouted. Vodka roulette. Everyone gathered around. Simple rules, Marco said, holding up a bottle of vodka. We spin the wheel. Whoever it lands on has to do a dare. Refuse, you down a full glass. The wheel started spinning. First round, a banker's wife. She had to walk a tightrope on the balcony rail without her heels. She did it. Everyone cheered. Second round, the wheel slowed. It landed on me, Isabella Rossini. Marco yelled. Your dare is to dance the Argentine tango with Leo Falcone. The air went still. The tango. We'd have to be pressed close together. Everyone Everyone's eyes bounced between me, Leo, and Dante. This was a time bomb. Leo looked at Scarlett. Her face turned to stone. Leo hesitated. That's not a good idea. He was worried about Scarlett's feelings. Perfect. His betrayal was clean, complete. I stood, placing my glass down with a soft click. You're right, I said, my voice smooth as silk. I wouldn't want to upset anyone. I forfeit. I picked up the bottle of vodka. I poured a large glass without hesitating. Isabella, wait. Dante reached out to stop me. It's okay, darling. I gave him a sweet smile. Then I downed the liquor in one go. It burned my throat, but I didn't cough. There was applause, but Leo's face grew darker. You didn't have to do that, he said through his teeth. I would have done it. Done what? I blinked, feigning confusion, but that would make Dante upset. I turned to Dante, my voice dripping honey. Right, darling? You hate it when I dance with other men. Dante's eyes grew intense. If you don't want to, you don't have to. See? I turned back to Leo. My fiancé doesn't want me to. Sorry, Leo. I purred the word fiancé and gave Dante's chest a possessive little pat. Fire lit up in Leo's eyes. Dante. His voice was low and dangerous. A word on the terrace? The two men walked out onto the terrace. I pretended to chat with other guests. I was really listening to them. What are you doing? Leo's voice was full of anger. I'm taking care of my fiancé, Dante answered calmly. Fiancé? Leo sneered. Don't forget this is just a game, Dante. She's a blank slate. She remembers nothing. Maybe that's for the best. What's that supposed to mean? It means maybe she doesn't need to remember the things that hurt her, Dante. I'm warning you, Leo threatened. Stay away from her. You're my cousin. Don't take this game too seriously. And you? Dante shot back. What are you doing? Silence stretched between them. I looked away. They came back a few minutes later. Leo's face was a storm cloud. Dante just looked thoughtful. At midnight, we finally went back to Dante's mansion. The alcohol made me a little dizzy, but my mind was sharp. You drank too much, Dante said, helping me up the stairs. I'm fine, I purred. Just a little. Hot. We stopped at my bedroom door. Get some rest, Dante said, turning to leave. But I grabbed his wrist. Don't go, I said, looking into his eyes. I'm a little lonely. He stopped. He turned to face me. Moonlight streamed through the window. It cast shadows on his face. Isabella. His voice was rough. I gave his wrist a sharp tug. Then I let myself sway. A calculated fall straight into his arms. I fell into Dante's chest. His arms wrapped around me instantly. Oops, I said, looking up at him. Our faces were so close I could feel his breath. You're drunk, he said, his voice low and raw. No, I said. My hand went to his chest. I felt his heart hammering. I'm wide awake. In the moonlight, his eyes were as deep as the ocean. I saw the hunger there, and something else. Something he was trying to crush. I stood on my toes, and I kissed him. Dante went rigid for a second. Then he lost all control. His hand tangled in my hair. He pulled me hard against him. The kiss was an invasion. His tongue swept into my mouth, possessive and demanding, devouring what was his Isabella. He gasped against my lips, his voice thick and sexy. My legs went weak. I could barely stand. This kiss. This all-consuming kiss. It proved it. His indifference was all an act. A beautiful, flimsy lie. For the next week, Leo didn't bother us. Dante and I fell into a strange routine. It felt normal, like this was how it was always supposed to be. Dante, the feared Don of the city, made me breakfast every morning. He remembered everything I liked: eggs over easy, cinnamon in my coffee, toast, just golden enough. At night, we watched movies on the sofa. His arm would rest around me naturally. Sometimes he would kiss my forehead. The touch was so gentle it made my heart race. We didn't kiss on the lips again, but the air between us was electric. Sometimes, I almost forgot this was all a damn game. A trap set by the man I'd stupidly called my boyfriend. Until Friday night. The phone rang. Leo, Dante said, glancing at me before answering. Private yacht party tomorrow. For Scarlett, Leo's voice came through the speaker. You coming? We'll be there. Dante answered instantly. He hung up. I looked at him. Why did you say yes? You're my fiancé, darling, he said, taking my hand. I want everyone to know it. What about Leo? Did he want to see me and Dante together again? I nodded. Yes. A part of me was excited. I wanted to see Leo squirm. The next day, the yacht sailed slowly across the Long Island Sound. The deck was a fairy tale, pink and white flowers everywhere. Scarlett wore a white dress. She looked like a bride-to-be. Isabella, she called out, her voice sickly sweet. You look great. Life with amnesia must be easy, huh? It is. I smiled faintly. It's nice to forget your troubles. Leo walked over. He looked free. His hair was longer. He hadn't shaved. His eyes had a wildness I'd never seen before. Bella, hi, he said, practically preening. I've been great. No one breathing down my neck. I can finally do what I want. That's wonderful for you, I said, my voice dangerously even. Each word was a tiny shard of glass in my throat. He thought I was holding him back. Yeah, he went on. Freedom is an amazing thing. Not having to think about anyone else's feelings. Not being tied down. Every word was a shot at me. I fought to keep my composure, to keep my eyes from turning red. Everyone should live the life they want. Leo clearly didn't expect me to be so calm. He frowned. You're not angry? Why would I be? I asked him. I have my life. You have yours. We both got what we wanted. That's right, Scarlett said, linking her arm with Leo's. Leo's happy now. Happier than before. I can tell, I said, smiling at Dante. We're happy too, aren't we, darling? Dante nodded. His hand rested on my waist. The gesture was natural, intimate. Leo's face got uglier and uglier. A champagne cork popped. Leo grabbed a microphone and stood in the center of the deck. My friends, he announced. Today is a special day. Everyone went quiet. I have something important to announce. Leo looked at Scarlett, then his eyes shot straight to me. I'm getting engaged to Scarlett. The applause was thunderous, but a weird, awkward feeling hung in the air. I could feel everyone's eyes on me waiting for my reaction.